Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the channel, dbougie86 here again. Now, what I'm doing today is I'm actually entering a contest entry into my buddy Tori, DOTD 1986's 100 sub contest, which congrats buddy that you got there so far, and hopefully you'll get more subscribers in the future. Now, I knew Turi for the long time now. I first met him through the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror Facebook group, of course, which pretty much was, those guys were like the inspiration for me to start YouTube myself. And it's cool that he does videos because he does have an awesome collection. I remember before he did videos, he always posted like his pickups and stuff on that Facebook group, which is cool. Now, what the contest entails is that he asks 4 questions and answer them, and you're entered into it. I'm going to leave the link to this contest also in the description, peeps. So, yeah, check out the contest and give him a sub. The first question, of course, is what videos would you like to see other than new pickup updates for my channel? Which pretty much means is what other content that you would like to see on his channel besides updates. Now, first off, don't stop doing updates, buddy. Everyone does them. I do a monthly update every month. I don't do numerous ones, but I have a suggestion, and this is not to be like a dickish thing or anything dickish about this. It's just I'm not talking as a YouTuber right now. I'm talking as a viewer of YouTube. And I know myself, I'm not perfect, and I don't think I'm better than anybody else, but Turi's my buddy and a friend, and he always asks me for suggestions. Now, in my viewing of YouTube and updates primarily, I'd like to hear about some stuff that like I see like films and Turi's updates that I would like to hear about, but I think he just picked them up pretty much. That's why I don't like to hear like what he thought of the film. I know like even in my updates I don't watch everything, but I do watch a majority of the stuff. Even if I do give a disclaimer that I haven't watched certain things because of life crises or certain things like reviews that I do and reviews that I do for like companies and stuff, pretty much. But it'd be cool if like you just hold like the update until you have like a nice stack and have like watch certain things and talk about them a little bit in your update. And just if you haven't, just say you haven't watched this film and just continue on, which is cool because I do that, and I know a majority of some people do that. I'm not saying just as like the whole thing of every viewer of YouTube, but I just noticed like just for me personally, that's what I like to see in your updates. So maybe because you do collect a lot of stuff, maybe do like a split update, like do one mid month and then do one at the end of the month. That's just my own suggestion for you, buddy. So hope you hear it. Now, other things I would like to see you do, Turi, is I know you do reviews on body bags, but it'd be cool if you also do like a certain type of review on your channel. Now, the type of review that would probably be suited for you because you do collect a lot of different editions. Maybe do like an edition overview like of that certain edition of that film, which I don't normally do like tell like unless it was like a film I'm reviewing for myself. But I did get like on my last update they did I got a request to do one, and that I'm actually doing it this weekend for them because I actually never tried it before and I wanted to see how it would be like show like the contents of the edition if you like the edition, from its features to like its packaging, because you do collect a lot of different editions. And I remember from one of your updates that you did like this you picked up the 88 films version of Evil Speak, and I did like that you did actually watch that edition, which goes back to like the updates in particular. And you said that you thought the transfer on the Scream Factory edition was better. Which gives me into my next thing. Maybe do like a versus series on your channel with a playlist. Like you have like one edition of a film stacked up against another edition, and you can compare the two with like their special features and their packaging and the design and the transfers, and you pick them from which one you think is the better release. And I know you collect multiple editions of films, so you may do like a special, like triple threat special, where you have like an Australian edition versus a UK edition versus the US edition of a certain film, and which one do you think is the best release of that film? Which is cool because that would be a good thing for you to do, because you do collect multiple editions of films. And yeah, maybe like do some pickup videos. I don't really do them myself because spoiler alert, I use my iPhone to do most of my videos. But that's something that I might do in the future. There's not really a lot of places for me to pick up stuff in this area that I live in. No, like the normal places like Best Buy, like Newberry Comics. Maybe I'll do like a Newberry Comics trip one day for my channel. But that'd be good for you channel too, because something I've been thinking about in my future on YouTube as well. So yeah, I like to see like pickup videos, updates, and other like types of like reviews and content on your channel. So that's my suggestion for number one. Question number two: what got you into horror film collecting? Discuss your first film viewing experience. Well, what really got me into horror and film collecting is my cousins were like big like film fans growing up. Like I remember my older cousin, he had a bunch of like old like kind of bootlegged VHSs where he taped like certain films on like one VHS tape, and it was like on EP, and they like had 4 films on one. And one of the VHSs that he gave me had Scarecrows on it, and Scarecrows was actually one of my first like major horror films growing up. And also Godzilla got me into like films in general, because Godzilla was mostly what I used to watch as a kid. Like the first VHS tape I ever picked up was actually Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. I remember the cassette tape visually, because it was a Good Times VHS even. But yeah, I used to collect it. I've been on and off of collecting for years. I got more serious into it this few years ago, and I've been trying to keep up with it since. I don't pick up a lot of stuff, but I do collect a lot too. You know what I mean? Okay, the third question is black and white movie suggestions. What is your favorite black and white film and why? First, I'll answer the first question, what my favorite black and white horror film is. And that, of course, I mentioned it in my last part, question 2, is the original Godzilla from Ishiro Honda. I just love everything about this film. This film is a horror film because it has like this post-mortem like nuclear age like setting, and it has like a lot of undertones to like Hiroshima's attack, using Godzilla as a reference of Hiroshima. And it talks about like I love all the characters in it. I even like the love triangle, which I'm not really a big fan of love triangles in films in general, because they kind of spoil. But I really like the characters in this one, and it does well with the story, because you feel like the horrors of mankind also, and humans, with this metaphor for the atomic age, which is Godzilla. And the black and white is beautiful and gritty and hardcore. And yeah, it's one of my favorite black and white film. It is my favorite black and white film. Awesome film. I think you actually just picked that up recently too, I remember. And the second part of that question is black and white movie suggestions, which is I actually don't know if you own any of these, but I think the more question was, what black and white films would you suggest to people getting into them more? And the first, I got actually a few here. I didn't just do one. First one is The Beast from the Haunted Cave, which is a late 50s film, actually, which is the directorial debut of Monte Hellman. And it's produced by Roger Corman and his brother, Gene. This is a really interesting film. I actually did a full-length review with this on Body Bags before. It starts out like a crime thriller caper film, and then it turns into like a creature feature halfway through. The black and white is mystifying, especially in its setting. It's like in this snowy like ski resort setting type area, and I really like the grittiness of it. It's not really like uh, an Academy Award winning film per se, but I just like the interest in its characters and the character development in it. But yeah, The Beast from Haunted Cave is definitely one that I would recommend to people, especially fans of creature features like myself. Now, another one that I would recommend to people is an Italian film, which I really love. It's kind of like a slow burn in a way, and that's The Long Hair of Death with Barbara Steele, directed by Antonio Margheriti. I really like the black and white atmosphere of this one, even because it is a slow burn film. And I really like the setting and the ending. I actually like the black and white beginning of it too, with like this burn-in that happens. That's all I'm going to give away. I don't know if you actually seen this film, Turi, but for other viewers too. And yeah, I just love everything about this. I love like the slow burn aspect of it, and Barbara Steele's performance is awesome in it. Another one that I would recommend to people, and this is for the first film because I actually never saw the second one. I think the second one is a color version of it actually. But that's an Asian film, of course, from Japan from the late 80s again. And that is Tessio the Iron Man, which is directed by Shino Tasakamoto, who's one of my favorite directors, period, because he uses a lot of visual styles. Like his black and white aspect is very Lynchian in a way, like David Lynch style black and white. And this is a very interesting film that partakes in like body horror elements to it. Yeah, Tessio is just an amazing piece of cinema that even if you're not a fan of Asian cinema, I suggest you check it out for its filmmaking aspects. Really love Shino Tasakamoto, which I actually have another Shino Tasakamoto film, which this film is in black and white, but I'll explain something about it in a way. And that is A Snake of June, which I actually did review on my own channel. This is a very interesting take on voyeurism. It's about a voyeur that stalks and blackmails this woman. And it has like this very interesting aspect and some fucked up scenes in it, including more body horror stuff, which I didn't even expect in this film. But yeah, this film is shot in black and white, but the whole film has a blue tinge to it. It has like this very blue aspect and really beautiful cinematography. I highly really love this fucking movie. It's a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I always recommend it to new viewers of like Asian cinema and films of fans of voyeurism films. So yeah, Snake of June. And number 4 is, what is your favorite company aside from Scream Factory and Arrow, and why? I know actually we do have like this conversation a lot because Arrow and Scream Factory gets talked about a lot lately because of the films that they release. But my favorite company besides those two is Mondo Macabro, because I'm a fan of like a lot of like international cinema, and they release like films that I never even knew about, like Mystics in Bali, which is an Indonesian film, which is batshit crazy, I might add. I actually had it on a Top 10 Tuesday video a while ago. And yeah, they just release a lot of like interesting cult titles from different parts of the world. They have like a few Greek films, some French films, and the majority of the ones I've seen are good. So yeah, Mondo Macabro is my choice. For honorable mention, I'm a really big fan of Unearthed Films. I know that company's hit and miss with some people because they do release a lot of like gore films, but they release a lot of interesting films too. Like one film that is bizarre that they released is Rock and Rule, which is like this 80s like animated film, but it's not like I know they release a lot of like weird like animated shit too. It's kind of like in the vein of like heavy metal in a way, that type of animation. So yeah, Honor Films gets an honorable mention for me because they do release a lot of like gore films that I like too, like 100 Tears and the Guinea Pig films, which I know are not for everyone. But yeah, so that's my contest entry, Tori. I hope it helps you out. As always, guys, check out the link in the description to his contest and give him a sub and enter him because he's a cool dude and he's a very nice dude. He always talks about films and stuff with me. So, yeah. See you next video, guys. Peace out.